Hi there everybody and welcome back to another drawing tutorial. This is you guys Eco, and today's video will be studying on drawing legs in general. To start off, we'll be studying anatomy for drawing Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, but hold on a second, I don't want this. We're gonna draw some perfect legs right here, so there's nothing perfectly better than the perfect pillar man. So in today's example, we'll be looking at part 2 from Jojo's Bizarre Adventures, and one of the most beautiful anatomy and illustration of artwork and physique you might even see in your whole life would be demonstrated by Hirohiko Araki drawing the Pillar Man. Pillar Men are basically the definitive ultimate life form when it comes to drawing a male characters or drawing legs in general, male or female. They over-define the beauty and perfection of what is like to draw a male character. So in this video I'll be using the Pillar Man as an example, and we'll be studying manga from part 2 of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, as well as the mannequins, because personally I would love to have a Cars figure in my collection. I'm not looking for any other thing, I just want Fist of the North Star figures or Cars figure, or Wamu, or ECDC. ECDC is a bit of less of my favorite, but I want Cars and Wamu, because they both, I think they're super cool. So as you see right here, I'm bringing down the first example of panel, and we're gonna look here at the perfect defined, beautiful legs of Cars right now. And I'm going to break down, as always, the shape. I'll be tracing it and trying to understand what makes a perfect anatomy of a leg as it's shown right here. So the whole lower leg, as you see, which is the calf, are shaped in this form, especially the character like Car is sitting down here. So there's a little bit of squeeze movement here, which pumping up the blood in the calf. So it comes off looking like, I would say, a piece of meat, a very much thick one, I would say. And we have here breaking out the knee, how it's the kneecap would look like, in this position angle right here. And I'm gonna now tackle the upper leg after this, so you guys will see every part of the leg demonstrated piece by piece. And I'm taking down now the lower leg after this, and I will keep trying to break down everything. As you see, the butt, or I would say the buttock, as you guys call it, or it's just a simple round shape, which is like the basic, I would say, articulation point, let's say, for the whole leg, or the upper leg part. And I'm going to try as well as a bonus to understand and studying the feet right here, and what the shape makes it and how it's connected to the other, because that's the point of the whole video, And this is a simple example right here in this particular position. And as you see, the whole line I drew right here, which represent the bone, it's just a simple stick figure to make sure everything is put in order. Now I'm gonna bring a different example here. I'm gonna now draw ECDC, and I'm gonna break down his legs from a different view, from a different back view, from behind, I would say. And I'm going to mark his buttocks, which are what I would call them articulation points right here. And I'm gonna keep the same formula. And you would notice right here that the shapes we used, or what made the legs of Cars in a different position here, are as well used here. Because here in this state, Araki seems like he's relying very much on shape and exaggeration, because his references in most part 1 and part 2 is based on the shonen manga, or the previous works of the shonen manga, like Fist of the North Star. And here there's a bit of his own style, more of his aesthetics. So I'm going to draw the legs of ECDC right now, and I'm going to try to extend it based on how I would imagine his leg position would look like, or how would he pose, like a bodybuilder, I would say. Because remember guys, those are the divine as the gods of fitness, and they have the ultimate perfect body look. And I'm going to skip right now to move on to the different example here with the Wamu. While moves have a different position in comparison to cars because he's, I would say, leaning on one leg and he's kneeling down. In this example, I'm going to go here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to figure out the same shapes. I'm going to figure out the foreshortening and hopefully for everybody, I hope so to see. Yeah. And it's the same thing I did in the previous part because there's an articulation point. I mean, the whole things in this tutorial are very much basic. It's not very much covering shading or covering everything, but it is very much studying of the anatomy of the characters because I mean, I felt like, hey, I want to give the viewers today a very much a good tutorial where they can achieve the perfect result or like the ultimate results. And the first thing pops in my mind is Pillar Man and Cars. That's the perfect, divine, beautiful physique right here. And here we go. So as you see here, like the thing about the legs in this position is very much with foreshortening look like a tube, and the rest of the muscles makes up the shapes that forms it or cover up the bone, or let's say the stick figure of it, because it seems like here Araki have started to develop his very much good understanding of dimensions and very much his own aesthetics, because it's like an early study of his work, you know, and that's what I'm trying here to understand, because with every video I'm putting, it's just like every time I think of something, or like every time I think of something ahead, you know, when it comes to like doing the work properly. And if you have any suggestions when it comes to like doing videos like this or anything that could help anybody, because I'll be very happy and glad to help everybody with doing their work. And we're all here artists, as I always say, and we're all doing it here together, so it's better we all share it, and for me it would be very helpful to help everybody right now. And now I thought like it would be better to bring a different example here, where I'm going to use the mannequins for further study when it comes to like the whole leg muscle here. In case you didn't understand the previous examples, this will be hopefully the perfect example, and here you can understand why I would love to have a Cars figure right now, because it would be good to make some new content, or trying to, you know, even put it as a just itself as a pose would be beautiful, like posing on my shelf of the mannequin. It would look great. So as you see right here, the figure is very much, I would say, more like a small statue right here, and it has the similar shapes that, as you see, Araki uses, because I mean that's what makes the legs. Legs are mostly made of muscles, different joints and bones, and it's all positioned in a certain way. And I'm trying as well to understand the dimension, and that's why usually sometimes I put circles around the shape so I understand in which dimension it comes or which area it points at, because that helps me understand foreshortening, which is going to be in an upcoming video hopefully ahead, when I will try to simplify it, the same thing as I'm doing here. So now I've taken the whole figure I traced out of it, and as you see here, I'm trying to connect the dots, and we have a very much a beautiful figure here that comes from the mannequin of Cars, so the figure of Cars. And I'm going to fast forward everything so in order for everybody to see it. So we get down to breaking down shapes bit by bit. And now I'm going to break everything down. So you see here each part of the muscle, the upper leg, I'll go to the bottom leg now. I'm going to break it down piece by piece, so you see what makes up the shape and the dimensions of a perfect thighs and perfect leg overall, all the way to the feet. And it would be nice, I think it would be very good if everybody did their work, or you understood something from this. Feel free to send me a message on Instagram and show me the results, or you can post it on the subreddit, which is Zico Primal Pride, where like I see some different artworks of people who follow the channel, and like I get to respond to the questions or anything. Or you can leave me a comment here with any question you have in case. And now I'm gonna use a different position, a completely different mannequin of the Cars figure. It's the figure I really want to have. And I'm gonna try here to separate everything piece by piece with more of the circle, I would say the grids that makes the shape and the dimension of the character. And I hope you follow me along. And I see, like, I think another thing I've noticed that most of like the parts of the body made of curves, you know, you don't see very much parts of the body that's made of squares or triangles or anything, unless it's like part of the fundamental parts, like the fundamental lines. But like the muscles, if you notice, they are made of beautiful curved lines. And for me, a personal favorite is always the curvy lines. They're very good, man. I'm very comfortable to work with. So now, I'm gonna try to break everything bit by bit. Even like I'm gonna try, if I could, add the upper body as well. I'm gonna try now to trace the upper parts of the body as well, along with the shoulders. It's as I did in the previous videos where I tried to explain how to draw arms. You could check it out as well. And this is as well shows you how much is very good to have a figure sometimes. Like a Jojo figure would be very good actually sometimes to have, because the company, which is Medicon, who made figures for Jojo, made a very beautiful designs. They also made some other figures for series like Fist of the North Star. They have a very much a good anatomy and good articulation, I think, with the way they design their own characters, and there's a lot of beautiful like details they added to the series. Here, like as you see in this Cars figure, which comes with a lot of options, it's very much for me helpful. Unfortunately, I don't have one, but I would love to have one in the future. Maybe I have. You can see here the final result of the study I did of the figure and how much it helped me. I'm gonna now try to make things even quite better, and I'm gonna try not to break every part of what made the leg, hopefully for everybody to understand. So you see what's like most of the time, what's the leg, it's what shapes as well made of it. You see it like they're all almost the same shapes, but here it's a bit, I would say, more muscle details than in the manga, in case you have any doubts about it, or in case you wanna draw something different, not like your Jojo art style, but like a drawing of beautiful legs in general. I mean, for me, beautiful legs, I think on a character, it's one of the, I think, it brings a very nice feeling, I would say, very much beautiful energy. Yeah. And that's all I have at the moment for today. I hope you all have a beautiful time. I try to post more content this week because I had a time off from work. I work like 90 hours a week between different jobs. So like now I had the opportunity to drop like hopefully 3 different tutorials for everybody, hopefully to see them, and I hope you all had a beautiful fun. I send you a lot of love. Keep posing, draw, and always never stop. Take care. I hope you all have a beautiful day.